My name is Natalie, and welcome to my presentation on El Teatro Campesino. El Teatro Campesino is a Chicano theater company in California. Performing in both English and Spanish, El Teatro Campesino was founded in 1965 as a cultural arm of the United Farm Workers and the Chicano movement.
We are El Teatro Campesino, the farm workers' theater of Delano, of the Great Strike, of the Chicano movement, of the Raza, the farm workers' theater of Aztlán, of the Southwest, of America, of the Earth, the farm workers' theater of the universe.
Este año de las quejas, de huelga y muchas penas, muchos sufren injusticias y otros se ahogan en riqueza.
Our beginnings are as simple as the earth. Delano, 1965. La Huelga, theater of, by, and for the farm worker, is born out of improvisations at strike meetings. We create skits and call them actos.
El picket sign, lo llevo por todo el día.
On the picket lines, on flatbed trucks, our actos and songs reflect the reality of the Great Strike. If people won't come to the theater, then theater must go to the people.
De los files a los campos, de los barrios a los pueblos, donde
Our
quiera
travels take
que
us
haya
throughout the Southwest. In our hearts, we discover a new struggle. In the cities, as in the fields, we are Chicanos.
Ay, 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 ay.
We attack racist schools, whitewashed Mexican Americans, police brutality, and the war in Vietnam.
Through the power of actos, we were able to get snippets of reality, satire, moving through circumstances that were actually happening and using fantasy and fiction to talk about socio-political changes, movements, and critique of the time.
Introducing our new rebuilt 1963 Johnny Pachuco model, with or without chola. He is the fastback of Mexicans, streamlined, built for speed, low-riding city life. Let me turn him on.
What is he doing?
I'm low riding, esa, cruising the barrio.
What else does he do?
Anything and everything necessary for city life. For instance, survival. He knife fights. He dances.
Angel baby, my...
And the feature no city model can be without, and that is he gets arrested. But not without resisting, of course.
¡Lucha la placa!
Oh, no, we can't have these arrests. We must maintain law and order, Mr. Sancho. He won't do.
Oh, but he's bilingual.
Bilingual.
Simon, que yes. He speaks English. Johnny, give us some English.
You dirty man.
Oh, well, he learned it in your school.
I don't care where he learned it. Put him away.
Nothing represents the work of El Teatro Campesino better than the Acto. In a sense, the Acto is Chicano theater, though we are now moving into a new, more mystical dramatic form we begin to call the mito. The rejection of white Western European or Gabacho proscenium theater makes the birth of new Chicano theater forms necessary, thus the actos and the mitos, one through the eyes of man and the other through the eyes of God. Rasquachismo is another concept used in Teatro Campesino's early work. Rasquache is a Spanish term of Nahuatl origin, which originally had a negative connotation in Mexico as being an attitude that was lower class or impoverished. Rasquachismo suited to dealing with the material and professional limitations faced by artists in the movement, using tarps, cardboard, newspaper for papier-mâché masks, and any other materials accessible to them. Theater of the sphere is a concept of movement using different concepts. The power of zero is also another concept that talks about the philosophy of movement, that everything is a circle, that everything and nothing exist within a sphere, within zero. Here we have a modern example at the 50th anniversary celebration of Teatro Campesino at UC Berkeley, using the different models, actos, ways of communicating and conversing to talk about contemporary issues.
1965, El Teatro Campesino founded. Malcolm X assassinated. 1967, Reyes Tijerina, Tierra Maria, New Mexico, courthouse takeover. 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King assassinated. 1969, Jorge Gonzalez holds first Chicano youth conference. Plan de Santa Barbara, adopted at UC Santa Barbara. 1975, end of Vietnam War. 1986, Reaganomics bankrupts many small businesses. 1992, Rodney King verdicts and subsequent riots. 2002, Department of Homeland Security founded. 2006, immigration reform protests. 2008, first black president Barack Obama elected. 2013, Obama administration passes 2 million deportations.
Whereas the previous generations had engaged in ancient mythology of indigenous America, the new ensemble explores the commonalities among world mythologies. Whereas the previous generation had engaged in American farm worker labor struggles, the new ensemble embraces worldwide contemporary struggles such as growing corporate control and the environmental movement. El Teatro Campesino is in San Juan Bautista, where it's continuing to expand and challenge and create community in multicultural millennia of the 21st century.
This is what we bring to the table. This is what we bring to the computer age. The power of zero. The power of zero to calculate, to invent, to create the universe with everybody else. We're not any better than anybody else, but we're just as good. We're just as brilliant. We're just as intelligent. And sitting here are some of the first Latino, Chicano Nobel Prize winners. I don't know who you are, but you're in there somewhere. Please identify yourself. Because I believe in you. I believe that you're there. And it has to be. It has to be that we share equal credit for the progress of civilization, but we can't do it without connecting with our bodies, without connecting with our heart, without connecting with our minds, without connecting with our ethical spirit. You have to believe in something bigger than yourself. That's the essence of the last column, the ethics. Believe in something bigger than you. The world does not end here. It goes on into other people. I want to conclude with a poem in 3 languages, in Nahuatl, in Spanish, and in English. A poem written by the Prince of Texcoco, Netzahualcoyotl, in 1482, before the coming of the Españoles. And it goes something like this. First in Nahuatl, language of the Aztecs. Tlein mash tikil na mikia kan machinemian mayolo iktimuyol se senmana, a week patikwika timuyol popoloa, in tlaltikpa kanma chtitlal tiu. In Spanish. ¿Qué era lo que acaso tu mente hallaba? ¿Dónde andaba tu corazón? Por esto das tu corazón a cada cosa, sin rumbo lo llevas, vas destrozando tu corazón. Sobre la tierra, ¿acaso puedes ir en pos de algo? And in English, what is it that your mind was looking for? Where is your heart? For this you give your heart to everything? You are destroying your heart. On this earth, do you suppose that you can ever go in search of anything and find it? America, find your heart.
Well, there's no way of really predicting what's going to happen with Teatro Campesino, with the space that they have, or what's going to happen with the next generation of teatro. But we do know that there is so much that has already transformed due to Teatro Campesino. It's affected generations, and it's going to continue affecting generations through the lessons taught, through the knowledge shared, and through the new storytellers, the new playwrights, the new actors that grew up with Teatro Campesino and that are continuing to learn about it. And so, as everything changes, we don't know what's going to happen, but I have a feeling that the work will keep impacting generations to come. How that's going to look on Zoom or doing distant live theater is really kind of up to us as a generation growing up and taking these lessons and this Rasquachismo idea and doing it our way. I think this type of theater really lends itself to transform into what we need in this moment, what we need now. That was what was so powerful about it then, and that's what's so powerful about it now, and how it's sustained and it continues to transform, continues to change as we all change. So I guess my 2 questions for you would be, 1, what was your first experience of theater? How did you feel afterwards? Was there a moment that sticks out to you without saying was it good or bad, but how could have that possibly influenced you or confused you or deterred you from taking the steps necessary to call yourself an actor today? And my second question would be, if you could create some sort of theater that is culturally specific to home, whatever home means to you, what would it look like? What would the house look like? What would the music sound like? What would the props look like? What language, what things would be happening on stage? How would the stage even be set up? That would be culturally inclusive, specific, and exciting for the community that you grew up with or the community that you identify with. Most amazing part of El Teatro Campesino and being able to see it in person was that it was a hub of culture. It was almost like a museum. And that's incredible to be able to say, wow, there's a museum of memories I have growing up, or memories of the city, of the town, of the people that I grew up with. That's incredibly special, and they don't have to be superstars, they don't have to be on TV, they don't have to be popular or famous. They're just people that impacted you, that have helped you along your way, and people that you identify with, people that are part of your community. With that, I will say goodbye. Thank you for watching my presentation on El Teatro Campesino.